So Anton Ferdinand has come out and said that Kobbie Mainoo at the age of 18 is doing more things than what Bukayo Saka was doing at the age of 18. And first off, what a load of crap, really. When I first saw Kobbie Mainoo play, I thought, what a player. This guy's going to be very, very good for Man United. But wow, this past week has really blown things up a little bit, hasn't it? I don't know what it is with the Ferdinand brothers and when it comes to bad Arsenal takes, but they tend to smash the ball out of the park when it comes to that. And here's another one. Bukayo Saka wasn't as consistent as Kobbie Mainoo at the age of 18. For context, Kobbie Mainoo has played 1,114 minutes of Premier League football. Let that sink in. I think that's about 14 starts ever in the Premier League. And he's more consistent than what Bukayo Saka was. Look, once again, Bukayo Saka is just the benchmark. And I think Arsenal fans just need to accept that he is that guy. And Arsenal fans don't even need to say it anymore because it's the rival fans doing the talking for us. Whether it's Cole Palmer, Kudus, Jared Bowen, whoever it may be, again, Bukayo Saka's the benchmark and he's always the comparison. Why? Because he's better than a lot of them, that's why. I don't even want this to be a slandering of Kobbie Mainoo because he is 18 years old. He has just broken into not just Man United, but the England setup. And I do think he's going to be a very good player. To come out after 14 games and say that he's going to be generational and other people putting him in the same bracket as Scholes and other legends, I think, again, like in my previous video, I think people just need to halt it a little bit because it's still very early. That doesn't mean to say he's going to go on and not achieve the things that people are suggesting he's going to go and achieve, because he might. But after one start for England, to suggest that Kobbie Mainoo's better at the age of 18 than Saka, it's just another poor take from one of the Ferdinands. I mean, Saka was balling out against City. I know Arsenal were obviously in the mud at that point, but Saka was the shining light, dragging the Arsenal team through. Let's remember, Saka come through at Arsenal as a left back, and he played some games in central midfield as well. He was playing on the left. He only started playing on the right quite late, and but even as a left back, a left wing back in centre midfield, left wing, he was doing more than what Kobbie Mainoo's done so far. So I think the whole argument's just pointless anyway. I think it's just one of those things where Anton Ferdinand obviously wants to rile up the Arsenal fans. Job done, you've done that. But I don't know why you'd want to sacrifice, what's happened to shame, man? Like, what's happened to shame? Everything's just about getting clicks and just wanting to get clipped up even though you look stupid saying what you're saying. And this is just another case of it. Is it the worst take that's ever been given? No, it's not the worst take, but it's not the greatest. I think it's quite reactionary. I think this is reactionary. This is what reactionary is. And we see it all the time, but Saka is the brunt of it all the time. But I think it's just what we've got to face, really, that Saka is the guy everyone's going to compare their players to. I think really the main message really is to just let's just see what Mainoo does, okay? Because 14 games into the Premier League he's played, it's very early to be putting him in the conversations that he's being put in. And so I'm sure most of you have seen the video of Anton Ferdinand. If you've just seen the clip, I'd go watch the full thing if I was you. It wasn't the only thing Anton was saying about Mainoo, comparing him to Saka. He was also saying he was generational, this, that, and the other. Look, if you're going to praise Mainoo, fine. We've been hearing it all week anyway. By the looks of it, Mainoo's going to be the second coming of Seedorf, so I think we just need to get excited for that, really, because that's what's meant to be happening. And if it don't happen, he's going to get absolutely terrorised because that's what this country does. It's not going to be Mainoo's fault, of course, but this is what happens when a player that young gets hyped up this heavy. I mean, this is heavy praise. And if he has a poor game, you know what Twitter's like. It's going to absolutely tear him to shreds. There's going to be fail comps. There's going to be all sorts. But this is what you can expect when you're giving such high praise to a player that's very unproven. And look, his quality is obvious. We can all see that. the Liverpool fans saying Harvey Elliott should be in the England team ahead of him. Yeah, Harvey Elliott's a really good player, but I think from that one game Mainoo started, you can see he deserves to be in the England setup. You can't just drop him out because Elliott's playing well. Elliott has to be a starting man in that Liverpool team if he wants to get into the England setup. It's as simple as that. I know Liverpool's midfield is a lot stronger than what Man United is. Man United is an absolute disgrace right now, so of course it's going to be easier for Mainoo to stand out. But he has just stepped in. We've known about Elliott for a while, and he's not really had this sort of surge to the forefront that Mainoo's having. Does that mean I don't necessarily think that Mainoo's better than Elliott? I think it's still very early to make that judgment. I think Elliott's a very different type of player as well. It's as simple as this. You just have to go back and watch some of the clips of Saka at the age of 18. I mean, as an Arsenal fan, I wasn't really getting involved in this whole Mainoo thing. You know, I was making my opinion because I thought he was a good player. But I was just sort of in the background admiring the player at England, enjoying life at the top of the table as an Arsenal fan. And then Arsenal fans get dragged into it because of Saka getting brought into the argument once again. And yeah, but I think what you could see was Anton and Flex were running off this energy and it was all good, generational talent, this, that and the other. And then bang, a crazy take was said, and all of a sudden it's all over Twitter and people like me are reacting to it. Look, I'm going to keep it short with this one because I don't really think there's much to say. If you're genuinely thinking that Anton, what he said is bang on, and Bukayo Saka wasn't as consistent or as good at the age of 18 as what Kobbie Mainoo is now, there's no point even. I can't help you really. But for those Arsenal fans who are listening to them sort of clips, I think you just gotta take it for what it is. People want to get clipped up even if they're saying silly things because that's what football content is now. But yeah, I'll keep it short. If you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you soon.